Y'all, I am so over this paycheck. First, I forgot about 2 annual bills that was due before I get my next paycheck. And then on payday, I log into my bank account expecting to see this number being direct deposited, and it was actually this number. It was an 11-day pay period for this paycheck, not a 12-day pay period, because I somehow can't count. Y'all, I was ready to email HR. If you are not new here, y'all know that I've had issues with HR in the past. I did do a what is it? Is it a floating holiday for Juneteenth? Thinking that maybe somebody forgot to add that to this pay period. I just counted wrong. So, yeah, okay. The actual amount that I get paid for the 7th was $1,855.20. I still got the $250, or I am going to be getting the $250. My grandfather, he sends that to me via Zelle, and it comes out on the 19th. Today is Saturday the 11th, but I know that it's going to come, so I just went ahead and put it in there. And when I logged into my bank account, I was able to calculate my buffer amount, and I had enough to cover those 2 annual bills that I forgot about. So the actual total for my income is $2,294.49, and that is thanks to the buffer, which was, by the way, before I took those funds out, it was a total of $1,453.65. So I'm happy about that. But to be honest, I paid those 2 bills and I was done with my budget for the day. I wouldn't say that I felt defeated. I think it was more of a frustration. I was annoyed and I didn't want to pay any bills. I didn't want to do anything else other than those 2 to get those out of the way, since I already had to figure out my buffer amount, and I was done. Now, obviously I have enough money, to, if I wanted to pull out from my buffer to bring it back up to this dollar amount, and I have enough money to pay my bills. So it's not that there's a lack. And we're going to get back to the budget. I really, honestly and truly just believe it's frustration from the fact that my mom's house has not sold. If you're new here, I am a new homeowner by way of my grandfather. We moved into a multi-generational home at the beginning of the year. I will link my video that kind of explains the whole thing, but we moved into a multi-generational home at the beginning of the year. We used the proceeds from my grandparents' home selling as a down payment. I did have to put in an additional $10,000 like last minute to go towards that down payment. And the plan was, or what we thought the plan was, the plan still is, that once my mom's home sells, I lived with my mom, it'll take care of the remaining amount that is due on the home. We knew that this was going to be that type of situation, and we set it up so that I would go ahead and get a mortgage for us. That process was very smooth, you guys. One of the ladies that I was in contact with, she told me once it was all said and done and I got approved and all of that, that this was the smoothest mortgage loan application process that she has ever been a part of. However, my mom, her home has not sold. Ever since we moved into this house, we've had viewings consistently from day one. So people were interested. We had 2 offers. One offer, he put in an offer and then we didn't hear anything from him. And I remember saying to myself, don't get your hopes up. Then we recently had an offer, and this is after my granny passed away, which I believe that is another thing. I'm also grieving. We had another offer go through. We got the whole contract information. They did inspection. After the inspection was done, there were a few things listed on there that I won't go too much into, but I feel like it's typical for a home that is not a new build, and they pulled out of it. And then our contract was up with the realtor in June, and my mom was like, you know what, we are going to focus on the things that came up in the inspection. which my grandfather is helping her financially with. But she was like, you know what? Well, let's just take it off the market, and then maybe in August we'll put it back on the market. This is very brand new. I was paying my mom $700 a month for rent. I had my few little bills, and now here we are, and I have all of these bills that I am covering. Again, my mom still has her mortgage to pay at her house, her HOA to pay at her house, her bills, and all of those things. So I can't expect for her to cover those bills at the house that we are not even living at anymore, y'all, plus the bills here. So I am well aware, and I am grateful that I have the funds to pay the bills here with a little help from my grandfather. And he can help me more if needed. I just feel very overwhelmed. It's just a lot going on, and we weren't expecting it to take this long for my mom's home to sell. And it kind of, makes me second guess, like, were we supposed to move right away? Because when my grandparents sold their home, they moved in with us. And my thing is, like, were we supposed to just stay at my mom's house? Because it was big enough for us all to live there, and I feel like it was pretty comfortable. But I don't, God's plan is God's plan, and I don't want to feel like I'm trying to be in the way. And maybe that is, I'm trying to be in control of this, and he's like, nah, this is all for a reason. This is all for a purpose, and I need you to remember that you got this. You got this because I am covering you and I am providing for you. But when I saw this number, I was like, you know what? I'm done for the day. I shut everything down and I was done. All right, so the actual bills. Nothing was different except for sewer and trash. It was about $1 and some change less than normal. And I didn't even calculate this. So the actual bills is $1,754.15. So take that from $2294.49, and that leaves me with 500. Is that correct? Oh yes, because I put in the buffer. I'm like, why is this more than what I budgeted? But it's because of that buffer. So $540.34. The personal expense, I did put half of that in a different account, and I went ahead and put in the actual amount for those two unexpected bills that I paid for. So honestly, I'm gonna wait, I guess, until the day before my next paycheck, which is on the 22nd, to see if I am going to put anything towards savings. We'll see. But I did want to come back up to the bills though. This $982.57 and then $357.50, I do transfer this out of my regular checking account and I put it over into my Wealthfront high yield account on the first paycheck, and then I actually wait until I get my monthly interest put on it before I transfer it back into my checking account to pay the mortgage and the debt for the month. And I'm saying that because when I asked you guys what you guys do when you have an unexpected expense, the majority of you said that you use a buffer, and some of you said that you actually put your buffer into a savings account. And I was like, ooh, that's an idea. However, I kind of use the buffer that I have in my account as like to kind of help with the cash flow, so that I am able to take this, which is $1,340.07. I'm able to take that out after I get paid and put it over into that high yield account without being in the negative in my checking account, so I still have money to pay my bills. I would love to eventually be able to put that over into savings. I would love to, if we don't have this home, my mom's home, sold by next year, I would love to actually start a 1 month ahead fund. But I don't want to get ahead of myself too soon. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna stay in the present. And then as far as my variables, I haven't spent anything. The only thing that I added to my expense tracker was the unexpected bills. So those did get paid. And then I mentioned that I had some runs to make for this first paycheck. So I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. Me and my boyfriend hung out at his place. And then just yesterday, I hung out with a couple of my friends at my friend's house. But I don't think that I think I'll be able to roll that gas over until the next paycheck, which is on the 22nd. My dentist appointment isn't too far, so I might not be using any of my gas because I work from home and it's hot. I live in Arizona. We're in the triple digits. It's muggy outside and I'm just not interested. So I probably won't use any of my gas. Food, I do still want to go and get a few things. My mom made the big grocery run for the house already. Household, I honestly don't think I need to buy anything for my side of the house. The only thing I definitely need to get some soap, some hand soap. As far as cleaning supplies and things of that nature, I'm good. We get our paper towels, toilet paper, all those things from Sam's Club or Costco. We have both of them. Costco is closer to us here at the house, but Sam's Club, my mom has a business membership where we can go early before the crowd. I think an hour before they open and shop there. So spending, I'm gonna keep it at 50, and then the giving, I do want to get back in the habit of giving, and I want to keep that there. So after all the frustration, y'all, we are probably good. My sister, she lives in Georgia. She just moved there last year, and her birthday is on the 31st. She texted me yesterday and was like, "Hey, I'm looking at flights, and I want to see if you can come." She's not paying for my flight, y'all. But as much as I want to go, I have to be realistic, and I don't think I have it. I do, however, with my Capital One credit card, I have points that I can use for travel. So I'm gonna look. I think I have enough that I can get a round trip flight to see her. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll look into it. I also wanted to show you guys that I went ahead and filled out my spread. I am just doing it per payday for now because this is new. Before we moved here, I was splitting all my bills in half, and most of those were being paid directly to my mom. But now that I have legit bills, I do want to sit and fill out the monthly spread with the bills that are due. I am also including Capital One is a credit card, the main credit card that I use, but I also have a credit card through my credit union that I like to use between the Capital One due date and the statement closing date. So I did want to include those two dates on the calendar so that if for whatever reason I'm spending anything between those two dates, I'll go ahead and use this credit card because I am a credit card user. I pay my balance to zero so that I'm not accruing any interest. I'm not in any credit card debt. The only debt that I have is that Synchrony debt. And then I don't know, just adding notes here. So for the sewer and trash, this is typically due on the 18th, but I was like, oh, the 18th is on a Saturday, so there's no way that is going to be due. So I just want to confirm that it is the 15th. And then the internet is not due until the 28th. I am going to wait until Friday to pay that since that'll be after the closing date. Oh, and then for my dentist appointment, I don't think that I am going to have to pay anything, but if I'm going to pay anything, I'm just making a note here that I'm going to use my HSA card to pay for any copay or fees that I have for that appointment. And yeah. All right, and am I missing anything? I did add in HSA investments for my financial to-dos. I have my 401k and an HSA, that I am investing in, the amount that I'm investing into my HSA. I have to manually do that each month because I haven't figured out how to do it automatically yet. I don't have it within me to figure that out anytime soon though. So this is probably going to be something that I put on each of my monthly financial to-dos just to remind me of that. But yeah, this is where we are. I just wanted to come on and do a check-in with you guys and show you guys where we are and kind of just share that tidbit with you all about just the frustrations that I got when I realized that I miscalculated. I don't know what I did. I think it's just I got ahead of myself. That's going to be it. I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. I thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for all of my returning subscribers and all of my new subscribers. I'll continue to take care of yourselves and I will see you in the next one. All right. Peace.